Alright guys, I'm here to introduce another brand new game, which is going to be Naruto Blazing Rust. Now this game can also be downloaded on the sponsor of today's video, which is going to be X7 Game. And just like many other games on that platform, you are able to essentially buy or have free vouchers every single day, which allow you to become a pay-to-win player without actually spending anything, and I will get into that in a bit. But overall, as you guys can see, it's basically a Naruto gacha game. It's not an officially licensed game, it's a fan-made game, but I have to say, out of all the fan-made Naruto games I have played in the past, this is probably one of the ones with slightly better quality in terms of like graphics, and just a lot of the things here are quite clean and crisp as well, in my opinion. So I definitely place it towards a higher end out of all of the fan-made games out there. Okay, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly introduce the game to you guys, and at the end of the video I will also show you guys how to actually download the game if you're interested. So first of all, it's just a classic gacha game. So basically the way it works is that you are able to summon 4 very different characters, and then afterwards you would then basically have them in your box. You're able to collect as many characters as you want. They all have different attributes, different roles, different skills, etc. And then you're able to form a team of 6 players and then enter battles with them. Now let me just go through each of those functionality one by one. So first of all, in terms of the character themselves, what you are able to see is that each of the character have a certain attribute. There are basically going to be 5 attributes in total, 1 for each of the nations, and then for all of the characters, obviously you're able to level them up, you're able to further refine them, basically increasing their stats, you're able to break through them, you're able to awaken them with dupes, you also have the very different skills which you can actually upgrade one by one on each of the skills to further improve them. Okay, so you can see all of the skills are going to have their own unique ability and also different range depending on whether it's AoE, single target, etc. as well. And then last section, there's also cultivate, which is basically another way of further increasing your character strengths. Now the game does use a shard system when it's going to summon. So basically you are able to summon characters straight off the bat, or you are also able to get fragments for that character. It takes 100 to actually basically go from the fragments into an actual character itself. And once you have dupes on those characters, you can then actually awaken them. So as you guys can see here, I already have my mate already at 6-star, and basically the way I've done it is simply awaken them. Okay, so basically it takes I think initially it only takes 2 copies, but now it takes 3 copies for me to then go from 6-star, for example, then to 7-star, etc. So that's basically kind of the awakening system or the character progression system in this game. Now if you actually want to take a look at all of the characters available, you can go into the gallery. You're able to filter them by the 5 nations to see which attribute you want, and then so you guys can see there are loads of different characters here. I'll have to say once again, the design and also the graphic of the character, I really like that. I feel it's just very clean and crisp. Like for a fan-made game, I feel like that's pretty high quality. And you guys can see there are actually like alternative versions of all of the characters as well, which is also pretty cool and interesting to play through as well. Okay, so that's kind of all the characters. Now to actually obtain those characters, you are going to recruit them. Now what's interesting is that there's also a weapon banner here as well, which is actually form of both the clothes and also basically this weapon section. So basically the idea is that you summon for the character and then afterwards also summon for their own weapons. So let me just do a few summons with you guys. There's this standard banner here which you're able to get. You're actually able to draw 1 3 times every single day, so we can quickly do that together. As you can see, I just got a fragment or shard here. Obviously you're also guaranteed a certain number when you actually do a bulk summon. So I can do, for example, bulk summon here, 100 summons. You can see I got an SS character. I should be able to get 2 because I feel it's 1 every 50 summons, if I believe. Yeah, so for example, I've got 2 SS characters. Okay, so that's basically your standard banner. Now there is also going to be, let's say, the feature banner, and in this one you actually have a choice of 2. I'm not sure whether or not I have enough to actually hit the pity. I already done it twice. I already have both of those characters, but basically the idea is that once you actually hit pity or just manage to get lucky and summon for a character, you have a choice of which one you want to choose. Okay, so let me just quickly do 10 pulls to just show you guys to see whether or not we can get lucky. Just so you guys can see the selection screen. Okay, maybe not, but basically just take my word for it. Once you actually hit the pity or actually got lucky enough to actually get this SSS character, you have a choice out of the 2 here, which one you want to take. Okay, Now, once you have the characters you want, you can then actually form a team of 6 characters to bring them into battle. Obviously, because different characters have different roles, different skills, there is going to be something you can do potentially around kind of like the positioning. You may want certain character to be front row, certain character to be at the back row. When you're team building, you can also take a look at team composition. So for example, here I have 2 ninjas with same attribute, so therefore I have a small bonus. You may also want to do it in a way so you have 5 ninjas with different attribute and in order to maximize the bonus you get from formation as well. Okay, so those are all the things you can do. And once you actually have your team, you can then go into battle different stages. Now, when you battle stages, it's pretty much just your standard auto battler kind of format. You are able to play manually, to be honest, and in fact, let me show you what happens if you do play manually. So if you play manually, basically none of the character would actually attack. If I switch it to auto, it will automatically attack. So right now this is manual. I'm able to choose different skills, for example, in order to use. Now this is basically the basic skills. There's not much animation. Later on, I will show you. Oh, this is, for example, its ultimate skill. So you can see there's actually quite nice, clean, and crisp animation for those as well. And like I said, I do feel like graphic as a whole, this is definitely quite high for a fan-made game. But basically, yeah, this is just a simple battle system. I don't think there's too much to talk about here. You are able to toggle around the different speed if you want to go faster or slower. In fact, let me just try this as well. X7 games normally have other supporting function which actually allow you to further increase your speed as well. So let me see whether or not I can even further increase this. Don't think this is further increased. There's also auto clicker, which is quite nice when you want to farm things, etc. But yeah, so that's kind of the battle system, I guess, as a whole. You basically just battle through the different stages, trying to beat the enemy, reduce their HP down to 0. Okay, pretty straightforward stuff. And because it's auto battle, you don't really have to pay much attention. You can just have it run on the background as well. Okay, so that's going to be the battle system. Now, last thing I'm going to show you guys is actually going to be the perks you are able to get for just X7 game platform, which is what I said. You're able to get free vouchers for you to spend on anything you want. So basically, on the left hand side, there's this button which you can hover. There are lots of different utility you can do. For example, in this toolbox, you can speed up, you can auto click, etc. There's also this translation which, for example, I forgot to show. This game is actually in Chinese. However, it does offer a built-in translation patch, which is why you're able to see everything in English. You can also change it to other languages as well if you're from Spain, from Portugal, from Korea, etc. So those are all fine. But the main thing I want to show you guys is in the welfare utility, there's actually this coupon section. And what you can see here is right now it says a balance of 192 remaining. But actually, if you actually take a look at this, it started off with 648. Basically, every single day you're able to get a coupon of 648 Chinese currency. And you're actually able to use it to purchase anything you want in the game, and this is 1 use per day. So next day I'll be getting another brand new 648 voucher as well. And as you guys can see, I have already spent something in the game, which is why this is now no longer showing 648. It's only down to 192, and I can buy more stuff as well and basically have that experience of pay to win play. So for example, if I go into benefit, let me just say I want to buy the battle pass, which only costs 98. Okay, so for example, if I do this, I then click on use in-app purchase. What's going to happen is that normally, if this is a normal game for Google Play or Apple, etc., you will have to actually use your credit card, Apple Pay, etc., to actually purchase the item now. But however, if you actually play it via X7 game, because they actually give you that free voucher every single day, you can see I don't have to pay anything at all. I can just confirm payment. What's going to show you guys is that payment was successful, and then I essentially have managed to obtain this monthly pass already, which is great. All right, so this is basically a way for you to basically progress in this game without actually spending anything. And because this game does use a VIP system as well, it is actually going to be beneficial for you to actually use up your voucher every single day, because not only can buy certain items, but also contribute towards your VIP system and give you extra perks on top as well. If you like what we've seen so far, this is how you can download the game. I'll be sharing this download link in the comment section. Once you click on it, there are going to be a button on the right hand side to download the APK. Now, the one you'll be downloading is not actually for the game itself, but rather it's going to be for the platform X7 game, which is essentially like the Chinese version of Google Play. Once you download it and open up, it will look something like this. As you guys can see, it's very similar layout to Google Play. You are going to have very different apps that you're able to download. And obviously, in this case, what we're going to search for is going to be Naruto. And then you can see here, it's going to be Naruto Blazing Rust here. And once you click on this, you can then simply download it and then open up the game from here.